My name is Wilson.
And I'm Billy.
We are potatoes passionate about movies and TV shows, from trending blockbusters to artsy indie cinemas. And this is Potato Couching. Hello, my beautiful people of the internet. Welcome to our 5th episode of our Potato Couch series. Once again, my name is Wilson, and I'm joined by my friend Billy, who is just as confused as me after seeing this film called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. So yeah, let's get started. This movie was released in 2005, I believe, during the summer. Yeah, the summer of summer back in the States. This is a very interesting movie, right? Like we have just discussed earlier before we recorded. It was directed by Shane Black. So if you guys have not heard about Shane Black, I'm very sorry to hear that, because he has made some really amazing films. Like one of my favorite comedies, right, is The Nice Guys. That came out in 2016. That's also a buddy cop duo movie, which this movie is. But I think we can talk about that like in future episodes, because like that is such a great film that I have a lot to say. But anyways, and also Shane Black has also directed I think the third Iron Man installment in the MCU.
He did.
Yeah, he did. And I would say that it's actually probably around the same level as the first film, like, in terms of like the quality, because it's very refreshing, I would say, like in terms of how he handled the material and make it a little bit more unique for an MCU film. It's not like another cookie cutter, like Marvel comedy, with some actions here and there. And yes, this movie is also starring Robert Downey Jr., who had just came out of prison. In case you guys didn't know about that, but yeah, he did, and I'm actually very happy that he's able to land a role like this, because oh boy, I have a lot to say about this guy later. But not only that, it's also starring a bunch of other very talented people that apparently didn't really. Nowadays, people don't talk about them like as much, except RDJ, like Val Kilmer, who used to play Bruce Wayne, Batman, in back in 1995, Batman Forever, and Michelle Monaghan, who appeared in Mission Impossible, but I'm not sure which one is it. So yeah. So Billy, what do you think about Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
Oof, it's a weird one, to be honest.
Mm.
Well, let's put it this way. I kind of watch. I did watch some buddy cop movie. Well, for example, like The Other Guys. I'm not surprised if The Other Guys is somewhat inspired by this movie.
When did The Other Guys came out?
The Other Guys, it definitely came out like in the 2010s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one with Mark Wahlberg and with Will Ferrell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Other Guys came out in 2010, so 5 years after Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. But it definitely have a very different tone. Whereas, how to put this, like, for example, The Other Guys is bunch of like filled with bunch of idiotic character. Whereas this one is just, I'll say that the characters here are talented, but it's just that their personality is fucked up. Yeah, fucked up personalities. That's all. That's all I can say. Because, for example, RDJ's character, Harry Lockhart, he's quite smart and he knows how to do things. It's just that he is very bad when it comes to presenting himself as opposing and all. Remember how he tried to intimidate one of the baddie towards the end? He tried to play a Russian roulette, and then he actually killed the baddie at the first shot. Yeah, that's what it was being done.
That is actually like a very like Ryan Johnson, when he's trying to subvert your expectations. Except that in this case, it actually is subverted, because you thought like, oh, he's gonna is like, oh, okay, I don't think he's gonna die, right? Oh, oh, okay, just like boom, and then it just plays out as like as straight as it did. So after like Harry killed like the guy by accident, and they're like, oh, oops.
Oopsie daisy. I gotta say one thing, right? Speaking of subverting expectation, like you did mention Ryan Johnson, but I feel like whose expectations being subverted is the audience, but they're not really. He's not really subverting the expectation of the characters themselves, because the characters are knee deep in the story. They have to keep going, but our expectation is subverted, and in not a good way. But anyway, that's beside the point. But in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, because the whole movie is set up as a, is it a parody? No, it's not a parody of noir investigative movie, I should say.
Personally, right, I would actually categorize this as like a parody.
It's an affectionate parody, I should say. It's an affectionate parody. It's not to the parody level of, let's say, well, for example, like Meet the Spartans, superhero movies, scary movies, that kind of shit. It's
But
like
those films are kind of
those are full on comedy, I should say. Sorry, full on parody.
it's like for those like low common denominators kind of like parody. It's like shoving in like so many references, even though like most of them didn't actually tie in with the actual plot itself or anything that's been set up. It's just like, hey, remember that? Remember that?
Yeah. All right. Gotta agree on you on that one. But yeah, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is a parody movie of action, investigative, mystery movie. And I think it's rather smart because a lot of the time, right, is that the puzzle pieces are in front of you. It's up to the audience to piece them together. Although, to be fair, there are a few moments where the puzzle pieces themselves, like, it does make sense until literally a new information provided in front of you as the movie come along. But hey, we're not watching. This is not a Sherlock Holmes movie or an Agatha Christie movie, so it's fine. As but I gotta say, it has a really weird presentation because it's a movie that's narrated by RDJ's character.
Oh yeah.
And then so you do have this like omnipresent narrator speaking, but not really omnipresent. And to be honest, I kind of wish that they would take that approach even further, have him keep talking and be there throughout the movie, but not so much, to be honest.
You're saying that the narration is lacking, or is it too much?
I think it's lacking, but then again, it's
okay.
it's narration we're talking about. Maybe no, it's not that I like narration in general, but I like the style of the narration. Just him being a deadpan snarker and just practically, what's the term? Like cynical comedy, I should say. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Cynical comedy.
Yeah. Actually, I was reading somewhere, right, that the reason that RDJ was casted as Iron Man just because of his performance in this movie, and then Jon Favreau likes his performance so much that he got top listed.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the pros about the film because there's a lot actually. So first of all, obviously RDJ knocked it out of the park. Like I don't honestly know who else can actually play this character as good as him. Yes, he's kind of playing himself.
Is a dick, yeah.
No, it's like he's kind of playing a version of Tony Stark, like the snarky asshole.
But compared to Tony Stark, he's definitely much nicer here. It's just that he has a very sharp tongue. Well, actually, not really though. Does he? No, it doesn't have that.
The difference is like this one. He is actually he has like some sort of compassion towards the people he cared for. Tony Stark, on the other hand, well, at least the first few films, like he is a complete a-hole. Like he actually doesn't give a crap about anything but himself, and that's like the whole arc of his journey throughout the MCU. And the thing is also that RDJ, right? Like his witty like performance is actually kind of hard to like. Okay, it's one thing to be like on par. It's another thing to top him off, if that makes sense. Because I don't think you can find someone that can balance off like his dialogue as good as Val Kilmer. I didn't actually expect Val Kilmer was able to have like this very cynical, uncaring, and also he's kind of like what's the word? Yeah, sarcastic. Yeah, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that's the
yeah.
right word.
He's super sarcastic, and it's like wow, it's like the perfect couple, you know.
I think I should take it back about RDJ's character. He's not really like cynical. Actually, he's an idealist, but how to put this?
Mm.
At the very least, like he has this way of bringing himself in a how to put this? Like he seems a bit lost, you know. But then again, yeah, it is part of his character, right? I don't really know how to describe him, but yeah, it's practically really yeah, his character, as you said, is practically the groundwork for Tony Stark.
But honestly, I'm actually very impressed with Val Kilmer's like performance in this film.
Oh
Because
yes,
I would actually even say right, he kind of stole like the spotlight in some scenes. Even though you can tell like I don't, he looks like he's not really trying. I'm pretty sure he's like actually like trying his best to kind of like be on par with like RDJ's performance, but it looks very effortless. And because like Shane Black, yeah, Shane Black, like he's able to write like an amazing character for like both of them. So it's like a perfect character chemistry bantering that only the most talented people can like accomplish, you know, which is in this case is with these people here. And even actually I'm also quite impressed also with like Michelle Monaghan too. Her role, okay, at least the first half is quite small until when it involves like her sister, like his sister's like dead. Then like she actually has to actively work alongside like these two snarky a holes, right?
yeah.
So yeah, and then and then once that's happened, then the plot just basically kicked into like fifth gear, and it just like goes like they're like, okay, you know what? Let's just make this as ridiculous as possible, which I love it.
The
I
story
love
just
it.
keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper. Not as
Mm.
in like, oh, it's super complicated. Well, I suppose it's a bit complex, but as if the entire universe tried to screw all three characters just by a lot of random bad luck.
Yes. There's so many bad lucks that they all have to deal with. Even though maybe some of them they can avoid it, but because of their personalities and the way they make decisions are usually pretty bad. So it makes sense that whatever outcome eventually comes to them, it still makes sense to in the narrative. So that's why the movie is like entertaining, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just seeing how they try to get out from their situation. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
But
yeah.
at the same time, it's just that yeah, they had many chances to get off the case and stop
Yes.
whatever chasing them, right? But then
Mhm.
I suppose RDJ's character and Michelle Monaghan's character, they kept pushing on for the truth, right? While Val Kilmer's character just like, screw this, I'm out of here. Yeah, don't put us at risk. So yeah, you're right though. That's towards the end. Well, at the beginning, they just really have shitty luck. Like for example, you know, like Val Kilmer's character tried to save the woman inside the car, which apparently already dead to begin with, but then he actually shot her.
Yeah. Oh man, that scene like when they find out that oh she's dead, it's like wait, are you sure? Are you sure she's dead? And then they just like um hey I'm saying hey you idiot, you can check her pulse, you know, or something like that. It's like like oh my god. It's like if this is like done by a director or written by a writer that doesn't really understand like dark humor, it would come out as very awkward, right? But in this case, it's it's like
It was done for flawlessly,
Hmm.
and then they just keep piling on it.
And that's the thing also, like even like the plot, right? I think like it's a parody of those buddy cop stories. Usually, right, if it's played straight out, so you have the foundation of the mystery at the beginning of the film, they set it up, right? maybe they do some exposition, blah blah, or they show like maybe like a crime scene somewhere, and then once we're introduced with like the characters, then the characters will found like more and more clues along the way, and then they tie them like together and stuff like that, and then eventually we all find out that okay, so he is the culprit or she's the culprit, or okay, so this is the one that started all of this stuff, like that kind of thing. But in this one, they do that, but it's done like so ridiculous, right? I think if I actually actively keep my brain to follow along with the coherent narrative of the mystery itself, I think I'm gonna get a headache, which I kind of did, which also creates like its own problems too. With this kind of thing, right? I think it's kind of like making fun of those detective like mystery stories, like where some of them can get to like very ridiculous to the point there's no point for you to actually like think and try to make sense of it.
Yeah, the plot points are a bit stupid though. For example, RDJ's character losing his finger. Remember? It's like his finger got cut off because Michelle Monaghan's character just slammed the door on him, right? Cutting a finger off by a door. Oh, that must be a really strong slam.
I'm pretty sure you can.
But it looks like a clean cut. But anyway, and then why does he need to lose a finger? Is it just purely to set up the plot that he fell asleep in the car because he can't be bothered to be part of the chase sequence? You remember that? Is that the whole point? Why his finger got cut off?
Wait, I thought he fell asleep because he's losing blood, right?
He's sort of losing blood, but I think at the same time he just like he can't be bothered to be running because he's just waiting for Harmony to come back to the car and drive him to the hospital. No, actually he's just waiting for her in general. That's it. And then he just falls asleep, and then like for some bloody reason, right? He woke up in one of the culprit's house just because the culprit didn't bother to check the backseat. Like that's how ridiculous the whole thing is. Just a bunch of pure weird luck, I guess.
Yeah, that's
And then his finger got eaten by a dog. And then it's a crime with the dog.
Maybe if I wanted like defend it, they like she wouldn't check like the back because she's in a rush, right?
Yeah.
You can tell that. Was it like the imposter who was like driving like the car away?
She's the imposter, yeah.
She's already like under pressure, right? And usually people when they're under pressure, they can't really think like straight.
I mean, like I don't mind her not checking the back seat, right? But it's just that I just find it really silly the fact that he managed to sneak in her house undetected. And
here's the thing, right? So this film, I don't think you're supposed to take it super seriously. That's the first thing, because like they already set up the like the tone itself at the beginning. It's like, okay, so we have this guy who's a criminal pretty much, and then he's able to somehow like con his way towards like Hollywood, the bottom of the barrel of like Hollywood, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's able to like fool the casting agents to give him like a role as like a detective in I think it's like a series or something, or like a small movie.
I think so.
Something like that.
Actually, yeah. I don't think it's ever explained.
The way they're written, they're somewhere in between like Tarantino cartoony, but also at the same time leaning more towards a more grounded MCU character, if that makes sense.
I suppose.
You get what I mean, right?
Yeah, more grounded MCU character, like as in they're snarky and quite witty with their dialogue. Then again, the whole movie has this surreal feel to it.
It does.
I mean, it's not technically as surreal as a genre, but it kind of does. And for some bloody reason, right? It's only towards the end where the narrator actually breaks the fourth wall. No, actually, I think he did one other time before. But I'm just wondering, like, oh man, I really wish the narrator break the fourth wall more often. I know technically he didn't impact the story in any way, but at the very least, just for funsies.
That, to be honest, at least in my perspective, it's a little bit out of nowhere. I won't lie, it's a little bit out of nowhere.
But you're talking about the final scene when suddenly the narrator decided, like, oh yeah, Barry's still alive. like this one of those happy ending. Well, so I'll bring all the dead
Yeah.
people, right? And just like you see all the dead characters just walk in, including Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. Oh man, I cannot just fathom how are you able to like just make things like even more ridiculous like as it goes along. I mean, yes, to be fair, the fourth wall break, it's a little inconsistent,
Yeah.
but then at the same time it has like this, yeah, like you said, like this surreal feeling to it.
I gotta say, right? It kind of fits like the way the narrator talks. I mean, because by the end of the day, right, it's practically Harry the one who did the talking. I think the tone fits. Yeah, fits with the. Sorry. The narration fits with the tone of the movie.
It does.
Yeah.
For the downsides, at least for my case, right, is just I wish the plot would make a little bit more sense. To be honest, because we actually tried to like earlier before we recorded this, we tried to like process like what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. One of my question is that so basically they found two dead bodies at the start of the movie, right? No, technically they found one, and then they were called by the police that they found another dead body. So the first one belonged to Veronica Harlan, which is the daughter of one of the television producer, is it, or like a doctor or something? But anyway, they found her dead body, and this is in the middle of like a lawsuit from her towards her father, and then the other dead body belongs to Harmony's sister, right? And basically the whole plot is that they try to figure out what's going on. What is there a conspiracy going on? But they did have theory that Harmon's sister is playing as the imposter for Veronica to appear in court, right? And then to drop the lawsuit.
Yes.
But the thing is, the imposter is still there. It's in the media, so the media still treated as if like Veronica was still alive, wasn't it? So
I thought Harmon's sister went to LA because she wants to find her
that's
father.
correct. But like they try to put the puzzle into like the pieces into fit into the bigger puzzle, right? That they're theorizing that she become Veronica's imposter, wasn't it?
Oh.
Yeah, like because they're trying to find a reason what's going on.
Yeah.
And then like why will Harmon's sister hire Perry to investigate around that area? But yeah, like it does kind of make me wonder. So from man, I should watch the movie again, but I just can't really connect the leap in logic that pointing that Harmon's sister is the imposter impersonating Veronica.
Actually, I might consider like watching this with my brother like together because I think he might like it. Maybe I mean this is like not really his kind of movie, but I'm pretty sure he will find something to enjoy with this. Oh yeah, also about the oh man. Okay, speaking of like unfortunate events, right? These characters have to do with like unlucky stuff. In contrast, do you realize that Harry himself has like a lot of plot armor?
Towards the end, yeah, where he suddenly saw a lot of bad guys, and
So many.
yeah, the only explanation is practically because he did magic trick when he was a kid. Yeah, exactly. Remember how the whole thing was built up? Because he's really good with his hands. Watch out, ladies.
Okay.
And then what else? Oh, right. He wasn't killed by those two thugs when they cornered him in the nightclub. For some reason, he just he got lucky and just went off with like practically unharmed.
Oh yeah, I remember like right after his pinky finger got cut off, and then he immediately goes to the ER to like attach it back together.
Oh, that was so fast.
That just like the way it was edited is like so bombardic. So so basically like I don't know how to react except to laughter. It's like okay, yeah, that's pretty freaking funny.
Yeah, honestly, if they didn't put that in, right, I don't think it would be funny at all. But yeah, kudos on the editor and the camera work.
You got anything else to say before we go to the trivia stuff?
Nothing else.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Do you actually know this is Shane Black's directorial debut?
Really?
Yeah, it's technically is his very, very first feature film. Like, wow. Like, God, this guy is freaking talented, man. No, because like, imagine like your first film. Usually for directors, right? So okay, so they only do the directing part. They have like maybe some control with the writing team, but usually they just do the directing part and like that's it, you know. But this is like he wrote the script, he directed it, and then I think he also produced it. Did he? Oh wait, no, never mind. No. It's some other dude. But the thing is, I read online. So he's trying to pitch this movie for a few years, and so eventually somebody at I think is it Warner Brothers? Yeah, Warner Brothers. So Joe Silver is like, okay, you know what, dude, I'll give you a chance, and here's some money. You make your movie, whatever, like the heck is this? And then and then he's able to secure finance and able to start the production with because RDJ is also involved with this project. And I'll tell you this, thanks to RDJ's wife, right? Because she is the one that recommends him to be in this film. So
Ooh.
yeah, so imagine if Robert's wife didn't say anything about going here, his career would be very, very different now. Super, super
It will
different.
be in the MCU.
It's not only in the MCU, but I'm pretty sure he's still gonna be pretty like he's gonna be another struggling Hollywood actor. Pretty sure. So thanks to that. Oh yeah, also with 𝓟𝓸𝓽𝓪𝓽𝓪, right? Because RDJ at that time he was struggling with alcohol. He's an alcoholic, right? So what happens is 𝓟𝓸𝓽𝓪 didn't actually consume any alcohol during production, just to help RDJ to get clean, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah. So that's actually very nice of him, honestly. So I'm assuming they're pretty good friends by that point, because if you're willing to actually give up your alcoholic intake just so your friend wouldn't be an alcoholic again, that's actually already saying that you're in good relations with this person. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, actually, 𝓟𝓸𝓽𝓪 has a lot of range, you know. Because back in the 90s, right, he actually did play a role as a like based on the real person. What's his name?
Well,
Do you know the band The Doors?
Doors sounds familiar.
Um, yeah. He plays Jim Morrison. Yeah. He's in a what's that movie called?
The Doors.
Yeah, The Doors. The Doors. We just called The Doors. But yeah, like this man has pretty good range. I would like. And also I also found out that Harrison Ford also was considered to play RDJ's character actually by
No
Warner
way.
Brother at one point. Yeah. I'm not kidding you. The reason why is because money. Because they want a big name actor to play it, which makes sense. But I'm glad that's not the case.
I cannot see Harrison Ford play as in that as that character without a script right.
I think I can see Harrison play as like Gay Perry maybe.
I agree. He can play as Gay Perry, but I cannot see him playing as the as the like the bumbling actor. Also, the fact that he's supposed to be, like supposed to be a newbie in that whole industry, like not necessarily naive, but well, a bit of naive because like he tried to defend Harmony from some perverts, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And then he got beaten up basically like this horny knight, if I should say. Yeah, I mean that's a way to put it, right? Because he himself is a pervert, but he tries his best to not fall into it.
Actually, wait. Sorry. Play the detective. So, sorry. I made a mistake. He's supposed to be playing Gay Perry.
Okay, then.
Sorry, viewers. I spaced out for a second. Sorry.
Yeah, that is much more believable because I've seen some Ford's movie, and I'm pretty sure he can pull it off. You do have that kind of
But still, the I'm pretty sure like the banter would be a little bit different, honestly. Even if it still works, but it'll be like it'll be like a slightly different like tone already.
Oh, yeah, probably.
And also, do you know that our DJ composed one of the songs in this film?
No way. He did.
Yeah, I'm not
By
I'm not I'm
himself.
not I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Yeah, by himself. I'm not joking.
The hell? Wait, hang on.
Yeah.
So he composed like the music and he sing in it, or what?
No. He just composed like one of the tracks, like the actual soundtrack of the film.
What the hell? That is so cool.
Yeah. Well, it's just like one piece, one track from like a whole album. Because like the main composer is John Ottman, which was known for making the first two X-Men. Wait, no. He composed for X-Men 2. Yeah. But RDJ actually only composed the like one part. I think it's like around the end or something.
Actually, right?
Oh man.
I am not sure if it's related or not, but the moment you mentioned that, right, he did sing in the song. It's called Broken, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's part of the soundtrack in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, although I might need to verify this somehow. It's in an album called The Futurist, so I have no idea how it relates. Does it mean that the movie is taking a song from one of his from his existing album, or the album is created because of the movie? Yeah.
Hey, I tell you this there is a slight Matrix cameo here.
What do you mean?
If you guys didn't catch,
What?
Lawrence Fishburne voiced the bear in the commercial.
I don't know about me, but this beer is the best.
Yeah, that's him.
But what do I know? I'm a bear.
That's him. Ironic, huh? So he plays so in the Matrix he plays Morpheus, who's a guy who's telling Neo that yeah, so the world that you lived in is not the real world, it's you, but and here is this kind of like the opposite, like he's just being a fictional character and that only exists on TV.
Bear is not real.
Bear is not real. It's okay. Okay, so we're running out of time actually. So any more thoughts about this?
Well, it's a fun movie. Although first time viewing you might get confused, but I think it's still worth or trying to solve the mystery yourself.
How much would you rate it?
I'll rate it as 7 or 8.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards it more at 8.5 actually. Is that good? But besides that, yeah, I'll recommend to people who are above 18. Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely. Although if you're a hormonal teenager like Harry when he was young, then it might work out for you, even though you're under 18. You did hear that from me.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to Two Potatoes Rambling. From whichever platform you're listening on, make sure to subscribe or follow us for more updates. Have a good starchy day.